Very good morning to all of you. Sanjay, Yogesh, Samyan, and everyone. So today is the last class for ITC chapter. We have completed all the provisions. So today we will spend the time only on the practical case study. Okay. Let's start with a practical question. Garment factory receive the government order for making the uniform for a commando unit. Supply is exempted from tax under the notification issued in the section 11 of the CGST Act. Fabric is exclusively procured for such supply, but thread and lining material for the collar are the one which are used for other taxable product of the factory as well. Turnover of the other product of the factory and exempted uniform in July is 4 crore and 1 crore respectively. ITC on the thread and the lining material procured in July is 5,000 and 15,000 respectively. Calculate the amount of eligible ITC in respect of the procurement of the thread and lining material. So, very good morning. And just tell me what will be the eligible ITC in this case. Very small question. The total sale is 4 crore and 1 crore respectively. So the total sale, total outward supply will be 5 crore. Correct. And ITC on the thread and lining material. The thread and lining material was common item which is used for taxable as well as exempt supply. So I can say this 5 plus 15 is 20,000 is the common ITC. Should I say it T, T1, T2, T3, T4, C1, C2? What should the name I give to the 20,000? Kindly tell me कि मैं इस 20,000 को what name I should assign. My audio is coming. Sanjay is saying audio is not coming. Samyan, please confirm my audio is coming. Ashok ji, audio is coming. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है योगेश, thank you. So now tell me, what is the 20,000? Is it T1, T2, T3, C1, C2, D1, D2? The answer is it is a common ITC, that is C2, which would be allocated in the ratio of exempt and taxable supplies. So I can say 20,000 multiplied by E. What is the E? Exempt supply क्या था? Uniform, and exempt uniform is 1 crore multiplied by 1 CR divided by 5 CR. So it will be 4,000, right? The 4,000 would be the ineligible credit and balance 16,000 would be the eligible credit. काफी सिंपल क्वेश्चन से शुरुआत की है हमने. We have done the very simple question. Now let's move to the slightly bigger question, and I request everyone to participate. ठीक है. We Supply Private Limited is a registered manufacturer of the auto part in Kolkata. The company has a manufacturing facility registered under the Factories Act. It procures its input indigenously from the registered and unregistered supplier located within and outside West Bengal. This We Supply Private Limited is registered in West Bengal, Calcutta. ठीक है. It also procures the material from China also. Now, this is the detail. The raw material is 3.50 lakh, consumable 1.25 lakh, transportation charges for bringing the raw material to the factory is 70,000, salary paid 5 lakh, premium paid 1.60 lakh, audit fees 50,000, telephone 30, and bank charges 10,000. All the above amount are exclusive of all kind of the taxes. So these are the taxable value. None of the taxes are being incorporated in the above amount wherever applicable. However, the applicable taxes have also been paid separately by the company. Additional details are furnished by the company in respect of the payment and receipt reported by it. Raw material amounting to rupees 80 lakh is procured from Bihar. Which tax will be charged on this material? Which tax will be charged on this material? Will it be CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST? संजय, अभी आवाज आ रही है? आर यू एबल टू हियर अस? संजय, अभी आवाज आ रही है? ठीक है. So the raw material amounting to rupees 80 lakh is procured from the Bihar. Then we all know that it will be the IGST, and 1.50 lakh is procured from China. Which tax would be there? It says that basic custom duty is 15,000. Social welfare cess is 1,500, and integrated tax is 29970, 29,970 are paid on the importing the raw material. Remaining raw material is procured from the supplier located in the West Bengal. Can you tell me that what would be the amount of the remaining raw material? What would be the amount of the remaining raw material? Total raw material is 3.50 lakh. And they are saying 80,000 procured from the Bihar, 1.50 lakh from the China, basic custom duties 0.15 lakh, and the social welfare says itna, IGST itna. Now tell me what would be the balance amount? Okay. What would be the balance amount of the raw material which is purchased from the West Bengal? So my specific question, why you will not deduct the custom duty social welfare cess, why you will not deduct the custom duty and social welfare cess out of the 3.5 lakh. 80,000 is, we all know, 150 we all know, but there is a custom duty part as well. Why we will not deduct the custom duty part? It is a part of the taxable value as per custom act. Agreed. See, I have highlighted one important part. All the above amount are exclusive of all kind of the taxes. All kind of the taxes, meaning thereby the clear. Is that clear? So we will also solve meanwhile computation of the ITC available. We can say the particular CGST, SGST, IGST and total. ठीक है. So first let me talk about the raw material. Purchased from Bihar. What was the amount? 80,000. Just check what is the tax rate that they have given in the question. The tax rate given in the question is, we'll assume CGST, SGST 99% and IGST 18%. ठीक है. It will be IGST as you already told. Purchase from China, that is import of goods. So again, why there is an IGST, you can write one simple working note like that. Goods purchased from Bihar is interstate supply and therefore IGST is applicable. Small note will help you. But Samyanathan, let me come to the point. Let me come to your point also. Just allow me 1 minute. So that is okay. Import of the goods. Taxable value 1,50,000. Taxable value 1,50,000. एक मिनट रुकना. Basic custom duty 15,000 and 1,500 इसका into 18%. how this amount is being calculated. Just for your understanding. Just for your understanding. Saminathan, as you have correctly calculated, what you have done? 1,50,000. Then you will add 15,000. Then you will add 1,500 social welfare cess. This is the taxable value for the purpose of GST. As per section 15.2. Clause A, very specific clause A, I can say. Saminathan, you also calculated in the same manner. Am I right? You have also calculated in the same manner, multiplied by 18%. Even though the IGST amount not being given by the question, we will be able to calculate. So there is no doubt the amount is 29,770. But the only problem, when we talk about the remaining material, what is the total material? 3,50,000. Once we'll calculate the remaining material, so purchase from Bihar is 80,000. Purchase from China. What amount should I take? Should I take 150 or should I take 1,66,500? There is two important different. See, the taxable value, I'm not denying this fact. The taxable value in this case will always be 166,500. But the question, but Saminathan, I do agree. But whether, see, we are not calculating on forward basis. We are calculating reverse basis. I am saying that your total purchase is 3,50,000. If I'm saying your total purchase is 3,50,000, and I'm also saying this 350 does not include any type of the taxes, tell me one thing, whether this 350 include custom? If specifically I am saying in the working note that this 350 does not include any type of the taxes, what does it mean? It means I'm asking to you, Saminathan, whether custom duty is being included in 350? What is the meaning of this line? The answer is no, it is not included. See, ideally the taxable value should be 166,500. That we have calculated. That I have calculated, and I have also told how the IGST, which is being given in the book, IGST which is given in this question, how it is being calculated. So we need to add everything. But when we will calculate the remaining material, because it says that any type of the taxes, so it will not include custom, it will not include social welfare cess, it will not include IGST. So we can say we will take 150 only. What is the remaining material? 1,20,000. Is that clear? Correct. Now, Saminathan, you are correct. This line make this question very tricky. Yes, Sanjay. Yes, Sanjay, absolutely correct. Had this line not be there, then we might reduce 166,500, or we might reduce depending upon the clarification. So I can say purchase from China, that is okay. Now, remaining materials, let's talk about what it says. Remaining material is procured from the supplier located in West Bengal, that the amount comes to 1,20,000. out of such raw material worth rupees 30,000 is procured from unregistered supplier and remaining material is procured from registered supplier. ठीक है. See, we are talking about total 120. Out of the 120, they are saying 30,000 is procured from unregistered. Then how much amount is procured from registered? कितना बचा? How much amount procured from registered? Very simple. 120 minus 30. Total 90,000. It further says, further raw material worth of rupees 5,000 purchased from registered supplier located in the West Bengal has been destroyed due to the seepage problem. Okay. And therefore could not be used in the manufacturing process. What is the meaning of this information? What is the use of this information? Can you tell me? इस इंफॉर्मेशन का मैं क्या यूज करूं? What is the use of this information? We can't claim the ITC on that. ITC not allowed. Absolutely correct. As per 17 subsection 5, destroy of goods need to reverse. Yes, absolutely correct. ITC will not be available. Correct. Let's move to the Excel sheet. Now we'll say that purchase from West Bengal. See, first I can say purchase from unregistered. Quickly confirm. Can I say if I purchase the goods from unregistered, I need to pay the tax under RC? Can I say that if I have purchased the goods from unregistered, should I need to pay the tax under RC? Answer is no, because we all know only specified goods. Whether every purchase would be taxable under RCM if it is unregistered supplier? No. Try to understand 9 subsection 4 of the CGST Act. You should write here. Purchase from unregistered person. If notified goods or services then liable for RCM. In the absence of no information, we can say in this question, goods are not specified, therefore not liable for RCM. Is it okay? Quickly tell me, is it okay? Here there were not name of the goods purchased, so we have said that because correct. So Saminathan has given the answer also. The cashew nuts, BD wrapper, tent olive, silk yarn, etc. are liable, and same certain goods are covered in the 9(4) also. That is only for the real estate sector. Promoter developer need to pay the tax under RCM. Considering that, we can say here there will be no RCM, so correspondingly there will be no tax. Now raw material destroyed. How much of the कितना raw material destroy हुआ? कितना raw material destroy था? Let me see that question. 5,000 रुपए का, 5,000 वर्थ का. Again, we cannot take the ITC. Can simply write goods destroyed is blocked in section 17 subsection 5. If you remember, you can write the clause, otherwise leave it. Even though it is for, sorry, leave it. So you can elaborate. As per section 17.5 as goods lost, destroyed, ITC not available, and this particular item is not used for the business purpose, and therefore no ITC is available. Now the remaining material. Calculation of remaining material. $30,000 per raw material destroyed. That is 5,000. Correct. So the balance material is 85,000. And how much tax will come? Can you calculate and tell me the tax amount? Can you calculate and tell me the total tax amount? हाँ मतलब that is Gurum Harshit, absolutely correct. So it has been clarified by the CBIC circular 170. It has been clarified by the CBIC circular that you first avail in the 4A5 and then reverse in the 4B1. If this question is being specific how the reporting would be done in the GST return, in that case my answer would be I will first avail and then I will reverse. So the net ITC, which is as per the table 4C of the GST R3B, the net ITC, net eligible ITC, we are calculating here. So I have not taken at all. Is that clear, Harshit? So will it be IGST or will it be C plus S? Will it be IGST or will it be C plus S? Answer is, if you purchase from West Bengal, then it will not be IGST, obviously. It will be C plus S only. Fine. Shall we move further? Now it says that consumable are procured from registered supply located in Calcutta, including diesel of 25,000 for running the factory. What is the total consumable? 1,25,000. Consumables. Purchase of diesel 25,000. Remaining 1 lakh. Correct? Which tax I will charge on the diesel? Which tax I will charge on the diesel? It is not chargeable. So what you will write? As per section 9 subsection 2, the GST on the petroleum product, you may write the petrol, diesel, etc. is not leviable or is leviable as per the recommendation of GST Council. As of now, no GST on diesel. So there will be no tax. The remaining material consumable purchased from Calcutta only. Calcutta only. So it will also be CGST and SGST 9,000, 9,000. It will also be CGST, SGST 9,000, 9,000, right? Fine. Now let's further move. Transportation charges comprise of 60 lakh, 0.60 lakh, that is 60,000, paid to the GT in Kolkata, and 10 lakh paid to the horse pulled cart. GST applicable on the GT is 5% under RC. Let me write first this one. So I can say 60,000. If it is Calcutta, then which tax will be there under RCM? Which tax would be there under RCM? Can we say that under just confirm one sentence? Can we say that under RCM, the registered person need to pay the tax always CGST, SGST? Can we say this statement that under RCM, the tax will always be CGST and SGST? Always. The answer is no. Answer is no. Why? Answer is no. Why? Because the tax will always be paid by the recipient under RCM, there is no doubt. But which tax will be paid, it will not be decided by the RCM chapter. It will be decided by the it will be decided by the it will be decided by the place of supply, correct? Which talks about if the supplier is located in Calcutta and place of the supply as per the respective provision is comes to Calcutta, then it is intrastate supply. Assume the supplier is located outside Calcutta. Let's say Gujarat. Transport is located in Gujarat and recipient registered in Calcutta, then which tax will be paid? Which tax will be paid by the recipient under RCM? The answer is IGST. Correct? So we can write small. So just I'm shifting. I can use this part actually so that we will be. So I can say that GST under RCM for the GTS services where supplier is located in Kolkata and recipient being registered person is located in Kolkata and therefore POS is Kolkata. Correct? And the tax under RCM will be CGST and SGST being an intrastate supply. If you like to write, if you remember the place of the supply provision, you can write section 12 subsection 8 of IGST Act. Am I right? Can you please confirm that this provision is correct now? Place of the supply of transportation of goods is covered in the 12 subsection 8. Just asking. Place of the supply for transportation of goods is covered in the 12 subsection 8 of IGST. If anybody who can confirm. Yes. Correct, Nathan. Whatever you have stated, yes, correct. ठीक है. So now we can say the tax rate is 5% now. So 2.5, 2.5. Again, we can say correct. Now the transportation charges paid to the horse pull cart. Will it be 5% or will it be 18%? Will it be 5% or will it be 18%? Will it be 5% or will it be 18%? Oh, horse pull cart, no GST. Can you give me the reason? Can you give me the reason why no GST? What you will write in the exam? What you will write in the exam? What you will write in the exam? 9. That is not correct. If you are using the word non-motorized vehicle, it is not correct. It is not correct. Non-motorized vehicle is not correct because this word is useful when I will talk about e-way bill. This non-motorized vehicle is word gives some importance if I talk about the e-way bill chapter. But here, the non-motorized vehicle does not have any importance. Any other reason? Correct. Ah, correct. To some extent, I'm agreeing to the Harshit, but still, I need the concrete answer. Mhm. Okay. Any other reason? Still not fully satisfied with the answer. Still not fully satisfied with the answer. Can you add some more reason? Fine. Service of C. Whether this particular cart is moving the goods or not? Just tell me, is it moving the goods or not? Is it moving the goods or not? It is moving. So it is a transportation of goods by road. It is a transportation of goods by road. So transportation of goods by road is exempt supply, is exempt service, except courier and GTA. Except courier and GTA. GTA is transportation of goods by road and who issue the consignment note or any other document. In this example, in this case, cart will not issue any consignment note. Therefore, the service is not the GTA service and hence it is exempted in GST. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Is it clear? Clear now from all the angle. From all the angle. See, partially I fully agree that it is not GTA hence exempted. So it would be better in the exam if you write the GTA on the transportation of goods is taxable in only two cases and rest all the cases it is exempted and therefore it is not leviable to tax. Okay, let's move further. Audit, no, sorry, transportation. Life insurance policies for specified employees have been taken by the company to fulfill the statutory obligation. Oh, what is the amount? Amount is 1,60,000. What would be your answer in this case? Service provider in Calcutta. So the tax will be same 9%, 9%. Will the ITC be eligible in this case? Answer is yes, ITC on LIC, life insurance policy, sorry, not LIC. Life insurance policy is under block category as per section 17 subsection 5 clause B and subclause 1. Again I'm stating not important whether you will write clause, whether you will write subclause, nothing have any importance because in the examination there will be no additional marks if you mention the section number, no additional marks. So better if you are very sure then you can mention, otherwise you can simply explain the main crux is blocked under 17.5. Okay. However, as per the proviso, ITC would be eligible if such expenses is an is obligation by law on employer to provide to its employee. See, I am not writing in the very professional language which you might add value addition, but I like to try to explain the concept and how to write the working note. That I am trying to do because it is a statutory obligation, right? Available. And what is Harshit? Whether, sir, if they issue the consignment, whether it will come under RCM or exempt. See, Harshit, if you read the GTA service, what does it means? Does the GTA means only the service provided by the truck, etc.? No. If you go to the definition of the GTA, which is given in the notification, it simply says two words: service by road and consignment note. Consignment note. Now, as per the, if you go to the other law, like Motor Vehicle Act, then you will find the difference and interpretation of the consignment note. Okay. But prima facie, in the GST, they have only used two words. Okay. Sorry, I seen your question very late, so I'm giving the answer very late. Okay. So everyone is agree? ठीक है, तो ITC would be available, so I'm saying that yes, GST will be paid. Now, what is the next? Let's see next. Then audit fees is a chartered accountant registered in Calcutta for statutory audit. What is the audit fees? Salary paid to the employees on roll. Will it be chargeable to GST? Will it be chargeable to GST? No, no GST. Reason? Quickly tell me the reason also. Quickly tell me the reason. Why no GST? Because it is covered in the Schedule 3. Because it is covered in the Schedule 3. So we'll write that line also. Salary paid to the employee. What was the amount? 1 second. 5 lakh. Salary is not is neither supply of goods nor supply of service as per Schedule 3. ठीक है. Then next is, what was that? Audit fees. Audit fees and amount is 50,000. So service provided by the CA comes under forward charge or RCM? It comes under forward charge, normal charge or forward charge, whatever you can say. ठीक है. Then telephone expenses is 30,000. What is written in the telephone expenses? Bill pertain to the landline phone installed at factory and the mobiles given to the employee for official use. The telecom service provider is registered in Bangalore. If it is official use, we can claim the ITC. If it is official use, we can claim the ITC. So I'm saying telephone expenditure, which is 30,000. If you like to write, you can mention telephone expenses is in the course or furtherance of business and hence ITC is available. Again, because the service provider is in Calcutta, so it will be the CGST and SGST. Last expenditure is bank charges. Last expenditure is bank charges. How will you split the business and personal? Then you tell me, if any input tax credit is if it is any ITC on account of input and input service used for the business and non-business purpose, tell me what is the percentage given by the rule 42? What is the percentage given by the rule 42 for non-business purpose? Saminathan. how many percentage? Because it does not have any turnover. Because it does not have any turnover, non-business purpose does not have any turnover, so there cannot be a portion based on the turnover. So we will have to refer the rule 42, which says that if there is non-business activity, then you can allocate 5% toward the non-business. Actually might be more than that. But if you are not identify, or you are not able to identify locate 1 to 1, in that case you may end up with the percentage given by the rule 42. So therefore, if it is not 1 to 1, in that case I will reverse the ITC as 5% for non-business use. Is that okay? Just confirm. Saminathan, you have asked the question. Okay. So the bank charges is 10,000. Now what is the bank charges? The bank charges are toward the company's current account with a private sector bank in the West Bank. So there is no problem, right? So there is no problem. Again, it is, sorry. Just check whether there is any opening balance of input tax credit or not. Just check whether there is any opening balance of input tax credit or not. So they are saying the opening balance is 15,000, CGST 8,000, SGST and 9,000. See, one point always confuse me. Can the CGST and SGST ka tax rate may be different? C and S ka tax rate may be different. Will the liability of CGST and SGST can be different? No. Where is interest? One second. There was a confusion in the last point. See, it is bank interest or bank charges? Saminathan, is it bank charges? Saminathan, it is bank charges. And bank charges is leviable to tax, right? Correct. It fine. Clear na? Huh. So we were talking about that opening balance of ITC. So the tax rate cannot be different. Then how the C and S ka ITC ka closing balance can be different? This is only the question. I know that it might be correct, but I like to understand the reasoning from you. Absolutely correct, Saminathan, Yogesh, Harshit, Sanjay, and Tanisha. How many chapters are done for May 26 attempt? So that I cannot remember actually. So we are in the chapter 7, correct? Now, today is the last day for the chapter 7. So you can, in that way, I can say that seven chapters completed, Tanisha. So all are clear. The liability cannot be different, but ITC utilization can be different. And considering that, there could be the different balance. Correct? Let's write 15, 8 and 9. Let me write opening balance 15,000, 8,000 and 9,000. So answer as of now, not answer, 55,650, 48,650 and 53,370. Total is 157. This is my total ITC available. Now we'll calculate the tax liability and then we'll try to do the utilization. It will take another 10-15 minutes. So we'll take the break of 10 minutes and we'll resume. Very true, very true. When I will calculate the liability, Saminathan, when I will calculate the liability, I will add that liability also. I will add that liability, and now in that liability, RCM ka liability will not be available for ITC utilization. It has to be paid in cash. That we will discuss in the tax liability part. I will add in the ITC na. See, Saminathan, if you go to the GSTR 3B return, if you go to the section 49, it is not like service tax. In month 1, you will pay the liability, and in the subsequent month, you will take the ITC. No, both activity can be done at same time. Both activity can be done and at same time. But the forms of the GST is drafted in such a manner that if you do not discharge the liability on RCM, it will not accept that return. But not paid, you are not allowed. If I will not pay, then not allowed. Absolutely correct. So I have not calculated the liability part now. That I will do. That I will do after the break. Correct? Harshit has asked one question. Harshit, so because we are talking about the, so you got the answer, right? Harshit, you yourself has given the answer in the question. So if I ignore the opening balance, then the amount of the CGST and amount of SGST will be equal. Correct? Once I add the opening balance, because they have the different balance, and therefore the total ITC eligible is having the different balance. Is it correct? Harshit, please confirm. Okay, total में difference है क्या? Is it? Just 1 minute. Okay, you mean to say there is a problem in my Excel sheet? Oh, okay. Then yes. 1 second. Let's say if I will remove the, why sir? Harshit, it is equal now. I have removed the total opening balance. Then it is equal. It is coming equal. Fine. So I'm just doing Control Z. There is a difference of 7,000. So you will find the difference of 7,000 in the total eligible ITC. No problem. Nothing to say sorry. Nothing to say sorry. Now, similarly, we need to calculate the total tax liability, which we will do after the break. We'll take the break of 10 minutes and we'll resume at 8:10. Ashok ji, break start कर दीजिए sir. So we were talking about, now we'll calculate the total tax liability. The total outward supply sale in West Bengal is 7 lakh. Other than West Bengal, 3 lakh, and export under LUT. Let me write on all the three in the Excel sheet. Calculation of tax liability on outward supply, and will calculate tax liability on inward supply liable to RCA. Correct. So there is a three tax liabilities: sale within West Bengal. What is the total amount? That is 7 lakh. And as we know that it will attract the CGST and SGST. Okay. Sale outside West Bengal. How much is the sale? Is 3 lakh. It will IGST and export 5 lakh, and export will always have IGST. Is it correct? Any mistake I have done in this calculation? Any mistake I have done in this calculation? Please confirm. Any mistake I have done in this calculation? Please confirm. Any mistake I have done in this calculation? Okay. What is the mistake? What is the mistake? What is the mistake? Because it is export under LUT. Export under LUT. And we all know if it is under LUT, then there will be no liability. So I can say export under LUT will be, export can be made with payment of IGST or without payment of IGST, right? On furnishing of letter of undertaking by the exporter is not required to pay the tax to pay the IGST. Now, we have also written some RCM liability, right? This was the RCM liability. Correct. This was the RCM liability. This was only the RCM liability, na? What is my total tax? Acha, 1 minute. Do one thing. What is the total sale? What is the total sale? 7, 3, 10 or 5, 15? Just check. There was information. What was the sales given here? They have given the sales of 15 lakh. There could be the possibility, like raw material they have given, there could be the possibility you might find the different value here. In that case, the differential sales would come. तो अभी 15 लाख मैच हो गया. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? जितनी में whatever the my total sale is, they have given the breakup of the total sale. Now, this is my total tax liability. Sorry. This is my total tax liability. Now, total ITC. Now I like to understand. See, this much I have to pay in cash, there is no doubt. This much I have to pay in cash, there is no doubt. This much I have to pay in cash. There is no doubt. This RCM part I have to pay in cash, right? And this total tax liability, other than this, we can use ITC. We can use ITC. Now tell me, now tell me, should I write here total ITC with RCM ITC or without RCM ITC? Just like to ask one question. Will I write with RCM ITC ki without RCM ITC? Just I like to understand from you. See, if I write with RCM liability, then this much of the liability balance to be paid in cash along with this much. If I will say without RCM, if I will say without RCM, if I will say without RCM, then probably I have to pay higher amount of liability in cash. My question to all of you is, other than RCM, I'm talking about. We all know that RCM ka liability to be paid in cash. Other than RCM, I'm saying how much liability to be paid in cash? Will it be 22,330 or will it be 25,330? That is my precise question to all of you. Okay. 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 So, Saminathan, in your case, what would be the answer? The balance liability apart from RCM, I'm talking about normal charge. What would be the liability to be paid in cash? Is it 22,330 or 25,330? No, 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 no. So you are paying, according to you, I will pay this much of the amount and I will pay this much of the amount. I'm talking about other than RCM. एक बार इसको भूल जाइए आप. For the time being, this I have to pay in cash. That I know. Apart from this much of the amount, do I need? So okay, I'll ask in another way. Okay, so I'll ask in another way. Will it be 25,330 plus 3,000 RCM or will it be this much? So all agree, all have given the correct answer. All are saying, sir, this will not be the case. You pay the RCM in cash, no problem. You can use the ITC in the same tax period. What I'm doing here, I'm making the RCM liability paid in to be paid in cash in the same month. Then I can use the ITC for discharging the other liability. Correct? So how much of the liability I have to pay in cash? So this is my final answer. Any other? No, from my side. Now the question is being completed. you can say this of section 49 subsection 549 AB, that rule you can specify, that provision you can specify for offsetting the liability. That's it. See, agreed. Harshit, try to understand. First, pay the RCM, then take the ITC. That is absolutely correct. Or I can say, see, when you understand this, first pay, then take the ITC, then the question will come, ki I will pay the liability in month 1 and I will take the ITC in month 2. Correct? But try to understand in this manner, RCM ka ITC can be taken if you pay the liability. If you pay the liability. So, what is the difference between first sentence and second sentence? If I will say, or if I will ensure that I have paid the liability, if I have paid the liability, then I can take the ITC in the same month. And if you go to the notified GST forms, if you reported the liability, then you cannot file the GSTR 3B till you discharge the liability in cash. Therefore, my GST form, notified form issued by the CPIC, is ensuring whatever the liability I declared, I am paying the same. Therefore, the both circumstances, both instances can occur at same time. It means pay the liability in month 1, take the ITC in the month 1, no problem. Because it is not specifically written, you cannot take the ITC in the month 1. Fine. एक बार confirm करें. हाँ, it's very nice example. Very nice, I can say. Correct ना? हर्षित, तो आप जीएसटी में एवरीवन प्लीज मेक इट क्लियर, इन द जीएसटी there is no difference in the month for paying the liability and taking the ITC. Both are in the same month itself. The only part that you need to pay in cash. So when I'm calculating the liability, add the RCM ka liability to be discharged in cash, no problem. While other liability, you can use the ITC that we have discussed in this example. Let's move. We'll take some one or two more small question, and again we'll come to the bigger question. एक और वापस एक दो छोटे क्वेश्चन लेते हैं, and then we'll come to the again one big question. Very small question. You read the question and then give me the answer. You read the question, give me the answer. You have the 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You read the question, give me the answer. If not paying RCM and not taking the ITC on it, is that okay? See, liability has to pay. Whether you're taking the ITC or not taking the ITC, it is the immaterial. If there is some liability, you have to pay the tax now. Otherwise, you will end up with the interest. So it is not okay. Saminathan. All are requested to read the question, give me the answer. What is the answer to the question? What you are, I hope you are able to see the question number 3 that I'm asking. Huh. A registered supplier of taxable goods supply the goods valued at 2,24,000 including GST. GST is the 24,000 under forward charge basis on 15th August, for which tax invoice was also issued on the same date. Input were received on 15th August. Mohan Limited availed the ITC on 20th September at the time of filing of the GSTR 3B for the month of August. However, Mohan Limited did not make any payment towards such supply along with tax thereon to the supplier. Is Mohan eligible to avail the ITC on that supply? Which provision you will clarify? What you will write in the discuss the ITC provision if Mohan Limited make the payment to the supplier on 18th March. Correct. Okay. Absolutely correct. So, like Harshid has written, as per 16.2 of the CGST Act, Mohan Limited can avail the ITC even though he has not paid the amount to the supplier with. Okay. So on the 20th of September, while filing the GSTR 3B for August, he can claim the ITC of 24,000, assuming all other condition of 16.2 has been satisfied. Second point, if he will not make the payment within 180 days, then he will reverse the 24,000 along with interest at the rate of 18%. This part is not correct. He should pay to the supplier within 180 days as per section 16.4. No, it is also the proviso to the 16 subsection 2 only and the rule 37. So if he failed to pay to the supplier within 180 days, he need to pay the along with interest, right? Give me 1 minute. He need to pay along with interest. Got it. I have also not seen any other doubt. Okay. So fine. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Or meanwhile, read the question number 4. Question number 4, serial number 1. Give me the answer. Question number 4, serial number 1. Give the answer. Please read the question number 1 and then give me the answer. Question 4 का serial number 1. Any very simple question? Very simple question, right? Hmm. Fine. So MBF Limited Automobile Company has availed our contract service. So first you will say, as per section 17 subsection 5, ITC on the work contract service is fallen under the block category, except plant and machinery. Then you will define what is plant and machinery. So foundation and structural support is considered as plant and machinery. Now, because the MBF Limited has incurred the expenditure for construction of the foundation on which the machinery would be set up, it will be considered as plant and machinery. It will be considered as plant and machinery, and therefore the ITC would be allowed. Okay. Therefore, ITC would be allowed. Read the question number 2. Give me the answer. Please give the answer to question number 2. Acha, you have given Samanathan has given both. Signed construction, procure cement, paint, iron rod service of the architect and interior design for construction of the complex or one of its client. Will the ITC be allowed? Oh my God. Will the ITC be allowed? since purchasing the cement, iron in the course and furthest of business, and hence ITC would be available and in the same line of business. Okay, not for his own account. So Yogesh is saying perfect. Harshit, I have seen the answer, and Sanjay. So what is the main part in this question which you need to address? That the word on his own account. Because it is for one of the client, not his own account, and it is, see, there are two things which you mention. First, on his own account, that you will mention. Second, you will mention that it is an inward supply for making the further outward supply. What is the outward supply? Construction of the complex, which is work contract service only, right? Which is work contract service only. Because the inward supplies and outward supply, see, inward supply would be the purchase of the goods and services. Let me open the section 17.5C and 17.5D. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. How you will answer that we will discuss. Just 1 minute. Will the own account, if something is not in own account, then is it permissible in the 17.5D? I'm asking the question because whatever the clarity that you are giving, it needs slight more. That I will clarify. Let me open the 17.5D. So I have opened the CBSE website. Goods or services or both received by the taxable person for construction of immovable property on his own account, including when the service are used in the course of furtherance of business. How you will do the reply to this problem? First, you will tell me it is for other client and not on his own account. Point number one is clear. Second, you must write. In my understanding, you must write it is not the construction of an immovable property also. Why I am saying so? If I'm saying you should write that it is not the construction of an immovable property also. Why? Why I am saying so? It is not the construction. Because construction means capitalization. If you are doing the same nature of business, will you capitalize the cement, etc.? Will you capitalize if your outward supply is the same nature? If this is your business, then will you capitalize that amount, iron rod, cement, etc.? You will not capitalize. Therefore, second reasoning you should give that it blocked the construction, but because we are making for other person, So therefore, the expenditure incurred will never be capitalized in my books of accounts, will never be capitalized in my books of accounts. It is my business. So it will definitely be the revenue expenditure, not the capital expenditure. Hence, ITC would be permissible. Okay. That additional part you may write, which will give the clarity, I can say. See, the first part that you told is also correct, no doubt, because the answer would get clarified because it is not in on account. But please add this much also. And last, you all have given the answer. ABC Limited availed the maintenance service from the Jaggi motor for a truck used for the transportation of its finished goods. What is the reasoning that you are giving? Let me read the reasoning. Right. So, Harshit is saying no ITC would be available because no, ITC would not be available. Oh, sorry. ITC would no ITC would not ITC would not. Harshit, you are saying ITC would be available or ITC would not be available? Harshit, what is your answer? What is your answer? ITC available or ITC not available? Not available. Okay. What other answer? Let me see the answer of others. Yogesh is saying available. Okay. Sanjay is saying, Sanjay, you have not given answer for third. Can you please give the answer? Samyanathan, ITC allowed, saying there is a problem. So, in this case, because it is truck, Harshit, because it is truck, if you go to the section 17, subsection 5, clause A, which talks about the motor vehicle used for transportation of person, that is only under the block category. And if the motor vehicle is for the transportation of person up to 13-seater, then it will be allowed only if you satisfied that it is being used for the three condition which is being given. I have clarified at the time of discussion of 17.5 also. So block vehicle, which vehicle is blocked category? Transportation of person up to 13-seater. If my vehicle is, sir, this under conflict, sir, this under conflict, which one under conflict? It can be taken. So is it clear now? Why it has to be taken? If ambulance purchased by the company line when and this not any act and when I whether ITC? No. Answer is no, not available. Because ambulance is for the transportation of passenger up to 13-seater. Then it is mandatory that it will fall under 3 category or it should be under compulsion under any law. Otherwise not allowed. Because ambulance is for transportation of person and up to 13-seater. Therefore, yes, fine. Because it is truck and not used for transportation of person, therefore we are not required to see whether it is being used for further supply or not, whether it is being used for the transportation of passenger or not, whether it is being used for the training or not, doesn't matter. Absolutely correct, Karshit also. Everyone is confirmed. Everyone is clear, right? So now we can say that we can take the ITC. Again, let's take one more bigger example. Rajesh has proprietorship firm in Jaipur. The firm registered under GST is in the state of Rajasthan, making the three taxable supplies, three taxable product M, product N, product O. Tax on N is payable under reverse charge. Okay. The firm also provide the consultancy taxable services. Fine. What is the information? Sorry. Turnover of M 14 lakh, product M is 14 lakh, and export of the product M is 2 lakh 50,000. They are saying it is with the payment of IGST not eligible to avail the benefit of the merchant export. Not eligible to avail the benefit of the merchant exports under that notification. No problem. Turnover of N is 6 lakh. And which product is payable under RCM? N is payable under RCM. So will the tax be paid by this organization or recipient of this particular product? Who will pay the tax? Will the tax be paid by the Rajesh Surana or the recipient of the product O, product N? Recipient. Again, turnover of the product O, 10 lakh rupees, and export of O under LUT, that is 10 lakh rupees. What is the difference in these two export of M and export of O? What is the difference in the M and O export? Correct. So M is on payment of IGST means it is an export, but they have to pay the GST. And export of O, it is on under a letter of undertaking, so there is no obligation to pay the tax at the time of supply. Sanjay, LUT is not restricted to the sale of SEZ. LUT is not restricted to the sale of SEZ, sale to the SEZ. If I am making the sale to the SEZ, then also I am allowed to use the LUT. If I am selling the goods, let's say to the London, then also I am allowed to use LUT. LUT is used for zero rated supply. Consultancy services provided to unrelated client located in the foreign countries. Why they are saying unrelated client? What is the use of this word, unrelated client? What is the use of this unrelated client word? Because non-distinct person consideration is payable. Okay. Yes. For qualifying the service as an export, we need to satisfy 5 conditions, out of which one condition, last condition, is that supplier and the recipient should not be the mere establishment of distinct person, and therefore they are saying they are not related. They are not the distinct person. So basically, by this word, they are saying that yes, that condition is being satisfied. Similarly, they are saying amount is being received in the convertible foreign currency. By this, they are also saying the condition with respect to that amount realization in the foreign currency is being satisfied. Therefore, it is export of service. Because it does not say that is it under LUT or on payment of IGST. So it's your choice. You can assume anything and then proceed. Either you can assume under LUT, no payment of liability, or you can assume under payment of GST, you can create the liability. Then it says that sale of building, excluding the stamp duty 2.5 lakh, being 2% of the value, entire consideration is received post completion certificate, building was occupied thereafter. Now tell me, will it liable to pay the GST? Will this is liable to pay the GST? क्या ये GST का liability create करेगा? Will it create the GST liability? Now tell me what changes you will make, then it will create the liability to pay the GST. Try to make the changes in the language and tell me what should I change by which this line will create the liability. Yes, very nice, Saminathan. Very nice, Sanjay. Harshit, it is saying consideration is received post certificate now. Why before? Correct. We'll write everything. We'll write every working note, etc. Interest received on investment in fixed deposit with bank. Interest received. So will it create the liability? Exempt. Okay. Sale of shares, purchase price 2 lakh, 2 crore 50 lakh. I don't know. Is it taxable? Is it taxable? Perfect. Then tell me what is the use of this value? Tell me what could be the possible use of this value? What could be the possible use of this value? क्या रीजन हो सकता है इस इंफॉर्मेशन का? एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर. ओके, फाइन. What is the use of this information in our question? Fine, let's proceed further, then we'll be able to understand. Total turnover. Okay. Capital gain calculation. Whether capital gain comes under GST. Well, the capital gain is liable to GST. Will the capital gain liable to GST? No. Fine. ठीक है. Legal services received from advocate in relation to the product M. It will liable under RCM. Perfect. Common input service used for supply the goods and services 35 lakh and 15 lakh. With the help of above information, compute the net liability payable from credit or cash ledger. Assume the GST rate on services is goods is 12, service 18. Ignore CSI for the sake of simplicity. Okay, very nice. Subject to the information given above, assume that all other conditions for availing the ITC has been fulfilled. Turnover of the organization is 85 lakh in the preceding financial year. So fine. First, we will calculate the total liability. Computation of tax liability. So I'll just copy paste so that we can do slightly back fast. Turnover of product M. एक second, there is some need to check for other charges. Okay, RCM. Okay. Fine. So turnover of M, goods are taxable at 12%, right? So I can say 12%. What is the GST liability? Simple. Whether turnover of N is chargeable to GST, answer is no, because it is outward supply covered under RCM. ठीक है. If you like to make the working note, you can make the working note. Product N is liable under RCM, therefore supplier is not required to pay the tax. GST, correct. Now turnover of O, it is also goods. So I can say the liability would be 12%. Export of M on payment of IGST. So it will create the GST liability and it is under LUT. So no liability. No liability, right? Consultancy services. Now you can say, you can write here for working note number 2, simply write export can be on payment of IGST or under LUT, as export of O is under LUT, therefore no GST is liable to pay at the time of export. You can define, you can write better language, that is okay, but just I like to highlight. Then third point. Third point you like to say on export of service, there are 5 conditions to be satisfied. Correct? So just for better understanding, I'm saying Suran and company located in Rajasthan. So location of supplier is in India, satisfied. Client is in foreign country. So play location of recipient is outside India, satisfied. Consultancy services not specified, so I can say place of the supply as per section 13 subsection 2 is outside India, third condition satisfied. Amount in foreign currency, so foreign currency, fourth condition satisfied. And last condition is supplier and recipient should not mere establishment of distinct person. Correct? Because they are saying unrelated, so it is also satisfied. I'm just telling you that how the question itself has clarified all the five conditions. You are not required to assume anything, but yes, you can say assume that the consultancy has been rendered or has been rendered on LUT basis only. So there will be. So does it mean that they require to file two letter of undertaking, one for export of and one for consultancy service? क्या लगता है आपको? Just tell me your thought. Do they require to file the two separate letter of undertaking? No. Saminathan, if the recipient is not done the RCM, then will the liability be shifted to supplier? No. The liability would be on that person who is required to pay the tax as per the law. In case of the normal charge, forward charge, liability would always be on the supplier. So if he is not paying the amount, if he is not making the payment, it doesn't mean that liability would be shifted to the other party. Similarly, if recipient is not discharging the liability under RCM, then it is his fault, recipient fault. It can never back to the supplier because of the 93 and 94. Okay, one is enough. ठीक है. ठीक है. We'll say nil. Sale of building. Sale of building. What you will say? Sale of building. Working note number 4. Sale of building after CC and first occupancy, whichever is later, is fall under schedule 3 para 5 and therefore not liable. Therefore it is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. Can say nil. Interest received on the bank, interest on long-term loan, fixed deposit, etc. are exempt supply. So therefore no GST. Sale of shares. Sale of shares. Will it be liable to GST? You have already clarified. Same. Sale of shares is neither goods nor services and hence not liable for GST. Legal services received from advocate. Now, what you will say? It is taxable under reverse charge. It is taxable under reverse charge, correct? It is taxable under reverse charge. यहां तक क्लियर है? Any doubt? What is the treatment for the difference of the sale? No treatment. No treatment. So this 24 lakh is being given in the question, or 2 crore 40 lakh is being given in the question to create the confusion. To create the confusion, whether you are doing the trading, business, whatever the transaction you are doing, but if it is shares, then it will be neither goods nor services. Can you tell me what is the difference between this and this? Both are not liable to GST, but can you tell me what is the difference? We have already discussed. Correct. We have already discussed, but I like to listen again from each one of you कि इसमें भी जीएसटी नहीं लगता, इसमें भी जीएसटी नहीं लगता. Not required to pay the GST on both line item, but what is the difference? So answer is sale of building is GS out of GST because of the Schedule 3. But sale of share, is it out of the GST because of the Schedule 3? No. It is because that it neither goods nor service. Difference between these two line items, the building is neither supply of the goods nor supply of service, whereas shares is neither goods nor services. You cannot say to the share neither supply of the goods nor supply of service. No, you can't say. It is neither goods nor service, but it is neither supply of the goods nor supply of the service. That is the difference which I like to highlight. But whatever you have given, that is also absolutely correct. No problem. Correct, correct. So we have created the total calculation of the total liability. Total liability on the normal charge, forward charge is 3,18,000, and under RCM this is 63. Total liability is 380. Now take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll resume to the calculation of ITC and then what is the liability to be discharged in cash. That we will do. Just take a break of 10 minutes. Uh, So we were talking about the input is 35 lakh and input service is 15 lakh, right? So input is sorry 35 lakh. Input is goods, so taxable at 12%, and input service ठीक है taxable at 18%. So this is the total ITC. Any other point which I'm leaving, so I can say that total tax liability 318. He has the sufficient ITC, so he can use 690. Any other things I need to do in this question which I have left? Okay, chalo. I take RCM ITC also. I'll take RCM ITC also. So the total input tax credit is 7,50,000. Computation of utilization of ITC gross liability is 3,18,000 and less ITC is 690. So anything which I'm leaving here, just asking. So adjustment of ITC is simple, na Sanjay? Sanjay, adjustment of ITC would be simple. 690 you have the ITC and liability is only small, 3,18,000. I can use. So the question is saying that do not bifurcate. So I have not done bifurcation. So what is the problem in that? No problem. So question complete. Is there any part which is left? Why you are saying if? Sanjay, why you are saying if? You have the complete question in front of you. You tell me. Nini, we have read the complete question. Whatever the output supply is there, you have done the same. Now you tell me whether it require or not require. Yogesh, is anything left? Samyanathan, Harshit, Tanisha, everyone. Do I need to do something else? I'm saying one important adjustment you have left. Now tell me what is that? One important adjustment is left. Please tell me what is that? Quickly tell me. See, export supply, okay. RCM liability to be paid in cash, okay. Tell me, sir, what is the use of this information? 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 I'm just highlighting and try to ask one question. What is the use of three information which I have highlighted in blue color? Still, I have not received any answer. Just giving the hint. Go to the section 17 subsection 3. Go to the section 17 subsection 3. Yes. We all know that as per 17 subsection 3, it is considered as exempt supply. It is considered as exempt supply. It is considered as exempt supply. And therefore, it required the proportionate reversal of ITC. Therefore, it required the proportionate reversal of ITC. So whatever you are saying, the ITC 690, no. You need to do the reversal. You need to do the reversal as per rule 4243. And this part we have left. Shall we start? How to calculate? What is the formula? What is the formula for reversal? So we need to calculate T. We need to calculate C2, right? Multiplied by E divided by F. यही तो है ना? Common ITC. What is the common ITC? T1, T2, T3, T4. After removing all these, see, will this 63,000 also the common ITC which attract reversal or not? Tell me, along with reason. This is the RCM ITC. Let me go back to the question. It says that legal services received in relation to the product M only. And what is the product M? Product M, I have done the product M ka sale and I have done the product M ka export. Because it is complete taxable supplies, it is used exclusively for the taxable supplies. Therefore, this RCM is nothing but the T4. Therefore, this RCM is nothing but the T4, which does not fall under C2, which does not require reversal of common ITC. Is this clear? Is this point clear? So in my question, I can say the C2 is, I can say the C2 is 6,90,000. Do you agree with this? Any doubt? Now we need to calculate exempt supply and taxable supplies. Now we need to calculate exempt supply and taxable supplies. Let's calculate exempt supply and taxable supply. Is it considered as exempted or is it considered as taxable? Turnover of M. Quickly tell me. The answer is, sir, taxable because we have paid the taxes on that. Turnover of M as per 17 subsection 3, outward supply covered under RCM is considered as exempt supply for the purpose of reversal of common ITC. Export is taxable supply. Export is taxable supply. Whether it is on payment of IGST or under LUT, doesn't matter. It will always be taxable supplies. Consultancy services, it is also export. Sale of building, it is exempted supply. Now, can anybody tell me? What is the value should I take? What is the value should I take for the sale of building? Is it 1 crore 20 lakh? Is it 2 lakh 50,000? Or is it 120 minus 250? Or is it 120 plus 250? What is the value of sale of building for the purpose of reversal of common ITC? Go to the 17 subsection 3, rule 40 to 43. 43 explanation says that the value of land and building would be the value which is taken for stamp duty. How much we have paid the stamp duty? 2,50,000. What is the rate of the stamp duty? 2%. Can we say that 2,50,000, which is equal to 2%? So the sale of the value of the building comes to 1 crore 25 lakhs. This is the exempt supply which we need to consider for the purpose of reversal of common ITC. Interest is an exempt supply or taxable supply. Interest is an exempt supply or taxable supplies. Will it attract the reversal? Will it attract the reversal? The answer is no reversal. No reversal. No reversal because interest is not considered as exempted for the purpose of rule 40 to 43. See, there is no doubt that interest is exempted. No doubt. But for the purpose of rule 40 to 43, it is not considered as exempted, except banking company. Except banking company. Correct? Sale of shares. Will it be exempt supply? Answer is yes. What is the value of sale of share? What is the value of the sale of share? What is the value of the sale of shares? What is the value of the sale of shares for the purpose of rule 40 to 43? That is 1%. 1%. That is 1%. Is it clear? See, will the interest be added in the aggregate turnover or not? Will the interest be added in the aggregate turnover or not? Will the interest be added in the calculation of aggregate turnover or not? Yes, it is added. Yes, it is added. Answer is yes, it is added. So in the calculation of total turnover, you will count as plus 4 lakh. You will count as plus 4 lakh. Okay. So what is the ratio? The ratio comes to reversal of the rule 40 to 43. See, one thing I can say, one crore, I can say simply I will multiply this divided by this. I think 474819. ठीक है. So this much of the ITC we need to reverse. The balance ITC, eligible ITC is 2 crore 78 lakh 180,000. This is the only ITC which you can use for the output tax liability. What was the requirement of the question? Let me see the question once again. What was the requirement of the question? With the help of above mentioned liability, compute the net GST liability. We have calculated the GST liability payable from cash ledger or credit ledger. Yes, we need to calculate the cash ledger and credit ledger. Now the gross liability. What was the gross liability? 3 crore 1 lakh 18 something like that. Less ITC. How much ITC he has? Balance to be paid in cash. And add the liability under RCM. So presentation might be slightly not better, but you are able to understand the question and the working note that I like to highlight. Is that clear? एक बार confirm करना. So I can say that the normal charge का liability, forward charge का liability is 3 lakh 18,000, out of which 2 lakh 78,180 can be used. And then net liability to be paid in cash and balance, add the liability under RCM also. Any doubt if you have? Any doubt if you have? ठीक है. Let me ask two small question we will do, and last 10-15 minutes, if you have any doubt, we can discuss. Just quickly give me the answer. Just quickly give me the answer. Read this question. Only on composition interest is not added in aggregated. Very nice, Saminathan. And very beautifully linked also. If a person has GST registration and doing the trading, then he has to reverse the ITC proportionately. If Yogesh, you mean to say if he has exempt supply and taxable supply, is that mean that person is having the exempt supply as well as taxable supply? In that case, answer is yes, but only one more point. There has to be the common ITC. There has to be the common ITC means you might do this particular type. See, for exempt supply, you are not taking the ITC. For taxable supply, you are taking the ITC, and none of the ITC is being used commonly. But if it is their common ITC, then yes, it need to reverse, whether it is doing the trading or manufacturing, whatever. ठीक है. Quickly give the answer. Very simple question I have asked. Very simple question I have asked. No, no problem. The answer is allowed. Card destroyed ITC not allowed. ITC available on the cards as further supply. No ITC on the two card as these are destroyed. So correct. You have done. So I think practical part which you have taken is. Okay, right? Last 20 minutes, we'll do the quick round of the question answer. Correct? We'll do the quick round of the question answer. Any question which I can ask and you can answer. Might be it is the repetitive problem or might be it is the new problem. You have completed total 7 chapter. You have completed total 7 chapter, right? So I will ask the question on I will ask the question on some of the earlier chapter as well. I will ask the question some of the earlier chapter as well. Fine. So that we can enjoy, because we have done the ITC revision since 5 days we are doing this. So probably there would be the less question which you can matlab is find unique. So I will take up some of the question from all these chapter. Okay, all these chapter. Is that okay? Just quickly confirm so that I can start. Okay. Supply. Example. If I am selling the furniture, let's say I have purchased the computer in 2 lakh rupees, 40,000 was the GST. I have not taken the ITC. Entire 240 is being capitalized in my books of account. I have given free of cost to my employee. After 1 year, I have given free of cost to my employee. I am not charging anything. I have not taken the ITC. Will this free distribution, free of cost given to employee, any fixed asset which I have given to my employee, will attract GST or not? He is not paying any consideration to me. Nee, zero. It is nil value. Nil consideration, not nil value, nil consideration. Okay. Let me see the answer of others. Is ITC billed? No ITC. It is nil consideration, but the value is 240. Let's say after 1 year, after 2 years, the value remain more than 50,000. Value remain more than 50,000. So the answer would be it is taxable. Why I am saying so? By asking this question, I like to compare two things. Schedule 1, entry number 1 and entry number 2. See, I was creating the confusion. I was trying to create the confusion by using the term given in the entry number 1, like no ITC, like permanent transfer, etc. So I like to bring your attention toward that. If there is no ITC taken, then it is not taxable. But I have told at the same time, I have given the computer to my employee, and employer and employees are related party. And once it is related party, the transaction will fall in entry 2. In the entry 2, there is no condition associated with respect to ITC. Whether ITC taken or not taken, it is immaterial. As Sanjay has correctly told that value is more than 50,000 and therefore it is taxable. Clear? Any doubt on this question? Okay. tell me the two services. Tell me the name of the two services which are under RCM, will not covered under RCM if recipient is composition dealer. Tell me the name of the two service which will not covered under RCM if the recipient is composition dealer. Samyanathan has given the answer. One answer is given correctly, but I need two. Samyanathan, 50% you are correct. Yogesh is also given the same answer. What about one more service? What about one more service? Any idea? No. First is rent that you have correctly told, and second is security service. Security service. You remember security service, if it is given to the composition, then it will not under RC. Place of supply chapter question, one question. I'll take the different question. Blue Cart Limited from Delhi. He is picking the goods of Mr. A from Delhi and delivering the goods to London, UK. He is raising the invoice to Mr. A for delivering the goods to London, UK. Which tax he will charge? Which tax he will charge? C plus S or I? And is it export of service for Blue Cart? Export of service, I'm not talking about the goods. The goods is in export, there is no doubt. I'm asking the question in the hand of the Blue Cart Limited only. Export of service की goods. हाँ, very true. It is export of the goods for Mr. A. It is export of the goods, no doubt. I'm talking about the Blue Dart Limited. When he is raised the invoice to Mr. A, which tax he will charge? Correct. The tax will be charged as C plus S, and it is not export of the service. There are conditions that recipient should be located outside India. Place of the supply should be outside India. So multiple conditions are not being satisfied. Amount should be received in the foreign currency. All correct. All have given the correct answer. Again, I'm taking the place of the supply chapter. Mr. A unregistered person located in Delhi. He has Maruti Suzuki car. He went to UP. In Maruti Suzuki's repair center. He has done the repair. Now UP service center. So he is taking the car to Delhi, from Delhi to UP. The car is being repaired in the repair center of this service provider that is located in UP. Supplier who is raising the invoice is the UP Maruti Suzuki service center. Okay. The recipient is obviously Delhi. The service is car repair at UP. Now tell me what when UP party will raise the invoice to Delhi, which tax will charged and why? You all are saying that it is C plus S because POS is UP. Now I'm asking the question why POS is UP. Now I'm asking the question why POS is UP. Now I'm asking the question why POS is UP. Can you please tell me in which section or subsection it is written? You all are saying because physical service are being rendered in the UP, therefore, because physical service are being rendered in UP, therefore, place of the supplies in UP. Now tell me which provision. 12 subsection 3 talks about property. 12 subsection 4 talks about restaurant, beauty treatment, cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery. Is it covering? No. 12.5 training and performance appraisal. Is it my same? No. 12 subsection 6 admission to the event. 12 subsection 7 organization to the event. Is it my service? No. 12 subsection 8 it is transportation of goods. Is it my service? No. 12 subsection 9 transportation of passenger. Is it my service? No. 12 subsection 10 service on board. Service on board a conveyance. Is it my service? No. 12 subsection 11 telecommunication service. Is it falling? No. 12 subsection 12 it is banking company. No. 12 subsection 13 it is insurance related. And last is advertisement service given to the whether my repair service are being categorized in any of the specific principle. No. Then where it will fall? It will fall in the general service, general clause. And according to the general clause, if you have the recipient address, then location of recipient would be the POS. So in my example, the POS is Delhi and tax will be ICAI. Now, why this is the confusion? I'm telling you. Now, I'm just omitting. Now, when you refer section 13, in the section subsection 3, is talk about the performance related service with respect to goods. 13 subsection 3 clause A says that if the performance is rendered, then that location where the performance you are doing the performance, location of the performance with the place of the supply, it is in the section 13. And when section 13 would apply, one party is outside India and one party is in India. But if I will compare the section 12, you will not find any such provision in the section 12. Therefore, this example will be fall under the general principle which talks about if the recipient address is available, then location of recipient is the POS. If it is registered or if it is unregistered, in both the cases, the place of the supply will be Delhi. Let me go to the section 12 subsection 2, which talks about if it is B2B, then Delhi, no doubt. If it is B2C, then also they have divided in two parts, whether address is available or not. In my example, I told you that address is available. Because address is available, therefore, the place of the supply would be Delhi. If no address, then obviously you do not have any choice. Then you will charge C plus S only. Is that clear? Or still, if you have doubt, you can unmute and ask. Samyanathan, if you like to ask, you can unmute and ask. Fine. Time of supply will be given, value of the supply. Value of the supply. Subsidy given by the government, will it be added in the value or not? Subsidy given by the government, will it be added in the not value or not? Correct. No. So now 2-3 minutes. Let me ask small question. Now I will not ask case study based question. I will ask only small question. What is the time of supply in case of reverse charge for services? What is the time of supply in case of the reverse charge for services? If invoice is issued by the supplier. What is the time of supply in case of the reverse charge for services if invoice is issued by the supplier? So date of payment or invoice following 60 days. If invoice is not issued by the supplier, then date of payment and date of issue of self invoice, and self invoice can be made within 30 days from the date of receipt of goods or services. Normally, we can say the time of supply on accrual basis, in which case the time of supply will be on payment basis. In which case the time of supply will be on payment basis.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, students. Actually, I was speaking, but there was some, technical error. I could not, my voice was not audible. So very wonderful session, sir. I was, I was there in throughout the session, and the way you taught the students the place of supply provisions for repairing, it was really commendable. You taught each and every subsection, why each and every subsection is not applicable. Section 12, starting from section 12 to 12, ending with the advertisements 12, 13, 12, 14, and then comparing it with section 13. We have a specific provision in section 13. This is very important point to be noted, that we have an separate section in section 13 relating to performance based service, but in case of section 12 the repairing will go to the default provision. That is very important and very nicely explained by sir, and he has in fact does all the key provisions of all the substantive provisions. I hope the reason very comprehensively he has covered all the topics, because in case of input tax credit, we get a compulsory question in examination for 14 marks, and in that compulsory question there is the involvement of all the substantive provisions, be it reverse charge, be it base of supply, be it time of supply, value of supply, and basic provisions relating to supply. So all the basic, I will say, all the nitty gritties of the substantive provisions have been touched by sir. I have been there, so I can really say the way he has, the way he has integrated all the topics, that is very interesting, and I hope that all the students are able to learn it. As far as I usually take GSC Titan quiz, but I have already taken GSC Titan quiz for the topic input tax credit pertaining to section 16 and 17. And although sir has also taken a full comprehensive, full application based question for input tax credit as well. Just to conclude the session, I will just throw a very rapid fire 3 to 4 questions, and I just quickly participate in them, and I am confident that all of you are going to give me the correct answer, and that too quickly, because all the provisions have been explained very thoroughly by sir. So shall we start? Okay. So as I have already taken section 16 and 17 for of CGSA 2017 for input tax credit. Now I am touching upon the reversal provisions. Will you tell me whether reverse charge supplies are included in they are included in computing the total turnover? Are they included in exempt supplies when we compute the value of exempt supplies in case of reversal provisions? I have got answer from Samyanathan. Yes, ma'am. I want answer from all of you. Yogesh, yes. Good. Very good. And in fact, a few more students are there, and I'm expecting answer from all of you, because that also gives the confidence to sir and all, we as a faculty of board of studies, that you have understood the topic when we are explaining you in such an application based manner, in a thorough substantive provisions. Good, Sanjay. Yes, reverse charge supplies, they are included while computing the exempt supplies. And the next rapid fire question is there. What is would be how the value of exempt supply in case of land and building is computed? Is it the normal transaction value? Is it included in the exempt supply? Or if included, then how the value is computed? Yogesh has given the correct answer. Samyanathan, good. I want answer from Saurav Kumar, Sanjay. See, when we take the when we are in the reversal provisions, we yes, the value of land and building is included while computing the exempt supplies. Why it is included? Because it says that exempt supplies exclude activities specified in Schedule 3 except sale of land and sale of building. So when there it is, there are two exclusions. So exempt supplies include sale of land and sale of building, and the value which is taken is the stamp duty value. What would be the value of security? Is it included in exempt supplies? And but how is the value computed? What about securities? Samyanathan, your answer is correct. Sanjay, correct. Good to see that you have given the correct answer. Actually, I'm, reversal provision. Sometimes students get confused. It seems to be tricky to the students. These are the few important points. If you will keep these points in mind, believe me, reversal provisions will be a cakewalk to you. So, value of supply, yes, it is included. It includes the value of securities, and the notional value we take is 1% of the sales value of the securities, right? And exempt supplies, they include reverse charges supplies and transactions in securities. That has already been answered by you. And one last question, section 18 I will ask. Section 18, very important section. 16 and 17 we have already covered. So tell me, uh, where if capital goods in case of exempt supply becomes taxable supply, then how the at what value the ITC is claimed? If in case of capital supply, if capital supply in case of exempt supply becomes flexible. This is the last question of the day. Yes, Sanjay, your answer is correct. Anybody else? This is the last question of the day. Section 18, very important. All the sections of chapter input tax credit, they are really very important. Section 16 talks about the eligibility for taking ITC. 17, block credit. 18, credit ITC, special circumstances. And these reversal provisions, they are also very important. These are the key provisions. Reduced by 5% per quarter. Very good. The point here to note is that where the students commit mistake is that you are right, capital goods used exclusively for such exempt supply, they are to be reduced by 5% per quarter or part thereof. That is important. Even if the capital goods have been used for a part of the month, then you have to compute 5% even for the part of the month. So 5% per quarter or part thereof from the date of the invoice. So with this, we end up the session. Anything from your side, sir? So thank you, students.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, and thank you, students, for participation. And we are good to see that yes, you have learned a lot. These are the key provisions, backbone of GST, all the ITC and the place of supply, charge of GST, the query sir which asks you the reverse charge in case of composition supplies. Very beautifully drafted. All the questions, I must say, I must compliment sir. The questions which has been asked by sir, they are really self-made and very beautifully drafted. Thank you, sir, for the insightful session, and thank you, students. Thank you. Okay. Yes, we can end the session. Thank you. Thank you.